Afternoon, everybody. This is Anthony from Airsoft, and I got
Matt.
And today we're going to be doing an honest guys review of the Polarstar Jack. I know you guys have been waiting for it. It's time.
It's time.
It's time.
Contact right!
They'll run. Good job. Good shot, man.
Got one. Got one.
So, what we have here today on review is the Polarstar Jack. A little bit of story about the Jack. So, originally, Polarstar was going to release an F1 system. The F1 system was going to be both for center aligned and for offset nozzles, and it was going to be a drop-in system, much like some of its other competitors on the market. In the machining process, they found a cheaper and easier way to do the center aligned nozzles and systems. So what they went ahead and did was they were like, well, if it's going to be cheaper in general, we'll just make another unit. So it's smaller and lighter and a little more efficient, and it's built for center line nozzle. So the Polarstar Jack is built for V2, V3, and M249 kits, though the V3 kit has not released yet. They're still trying to... The thing about releasing these kits people don't realize is how much research and development goes into like the putting all the parts together. So they're still working on the actual trigger board for the inside of the V3 to make sure that it's just right. Yeah, we have V2 and M249 kits out already. This is a single solenoid fired system, and it is very different on the internals compared to, say, some of the other competitors out. The way this guy works, it's a single solenoid, open bolt type system, but it's a lot different on the internals compared to a lot of its competitors on the market. What you have is you have a Delrin nozzle right here with 3 seals on it to make sure that you have a perfect air seal in the moving system. You have an aluminum stationary poppet that's 2-piece. So much like your fusion engine, it also has a poppet in it. And it works a lot like the poppet in the fusion engine, except that it only needs 1 solenoid to function, both the nozzle and the poppet, instead of the fusion engine that needs 2 solenoids to do it. Big thing about the solenoids and the function of the Jack is that everything is quick, quiet, and efficient. The Jack solenoid is a lot smaller than its other competitors on the market, and that's because it's a very high efficiency, very quick, so quiet. Such a quiet system. And it's also, like I said, that also keeps down on the cost, and it keeps everything small so it fits into lots of stuff that is center aligned, like all the V2 gearboxes and the M249 boxes right now. First aftermarket nozzle they released is this here Masada and A&K M60?
A&K Masada and M60, yep.
M60 nozzle. Basically right now what Polarstar is doing is they're allowing these Jacks to get out in the market, and when people are trying to put them in things, they're having them email them and get in contact with them with the measurements of the length of nozzles that they need, and then based on popularity, those are the ones that they're just going to start selling. So right now, the most popular one is this one. So that's what they're making right now, and they're going to continue to release them as they come out. The electronics on the Jack are pretty sweet. So it looks like your standard, especially if you're buying these now. If you bought one of the original run Jacks, it's a little different, but they're all backwards compatible. Bear that in mind. The new Jacks are coming with a newer FCU. So this FCU, what's special about this FCU is this FCU will function in both the Fusion engine and in the Jack. Literally what you can do is so our Jack FCU video is already invalid because they changed the firmware in the system. You can switch between a Fusion engine setup or a Jack F1 setup. It doesn't say Jack, it says F1. Make sure you realize that. It's the same system. So we've had it since May-ish. Our inaugural run with it. I used it at Operation Homeland, and I fell in love. I fell in love with it. Full disclosure, I ended up buying 2 of them. I got one here in this Classic Army G3, and I have one in this Crytek SPR. I am kind of in love with it. If you want me to be completely honest, I might seem a little biased. I bought 2 of them. I really like them. Matt, what are your feelings on this little dude right here? How do you feel about it?
My favorite thing is the simplicity of the system. If you check back a couple weeks ago, we did a how to install your Jack V2, and that was actually, if you watch in the video, I opened a pre-production Jack and installed it into a gearbox. I never did that before the video, and that was to show you guys how easy it is with just, basic understandings of what you need and how to tear certain airsoft components down. So right off the bat, the simplicity is very easy. Polarstar is very good at explaining everything to you, like the manual that comes for your FCU. That is literally the video we did. Everything is just written out for you. It's very, very, very simple. My favorite thing about it is when it comes to an HPA engine, the Fusion engine, it just seems like there's so many things you have to tune. And, granted that I work here at AMP, I'm still kind of coming into the HPA world because I don't technically own my own hose gun yet. So I think the simplicity of the FCU and just the electronics and everything about the entire system are probably my favorite parts about it.
Yeah, because you can display all of your settings and read them out, and you can verify what settings they're on at any given time. You can scroll through them, set them how you want. Fun fact, the rate of fire setting on this, unlike the original Fusion engine, the rate of fire setting is literally you set it to what you want rounds per second. It's that easy. One thing I will say is that the Jack likes to run at higher dwells than the Fusion engine, so bear that in mind if you are shooting your Jack and you want to try to tune it. Typically, we're starting to notice that we typically like to run the dwell higher in a Jack than we do in a Fusion engine. But yeah, it's single solenoid. My favorite thing about it is whisper quiet.
You're good, Evan.
So quiet.
It's so quiet. It can't stress enough.
Too quiet.
I can't stress enough how incredibly quiet it is. Like, if you think a Fusion engine can be quiet, or you think that a Wolverine SMP can be quiet, this is literally half as loud as, like, some of its competition. Like, it is so quiet. General efficiency on these, a Jack with a 14.5-inch barrel that's a stock 608 can get about 1,000 shots out of a 13 cubic inch tank. So that's going to require some math on you if you're going to start asking me about, what about this barrel length and what about this this tank size? Well, that's going to require some math, but I gave you a baseline to figure it out. 1,000 shots with a carbine length barrel out of an air stock 13 cubic inch tanks. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
1,000 rounds. That's pretty good. So generally, if you're just going to run like a 68 cubic inch carbon fiber tank, you should be good. Like, for a long time. Like, you should be fine for a whole game, even if you're flogging on it. I can't speak enough volumes about how much I like this. I've been a Polarstar owner for a very long time. I've owned a Fusion engine for a while. It's great that now they have an FCU that will transfer back and forth between the two of them. Helps cut production costs, cuts costs to us as consumers. I like that you can have one FCU and transfer it back and forth between 2 different guns, and just with a flick of a switch, you can pull up a different set of settings to run a different system. I like that the trigger board for a Jack, I feel, is really robust. I feel it's a lot.
Yeah, we actually haven't broken one yet, surprisingly.
I haven't broken one of those. I've broken a bunch of some of its competitors' trigger boards, but I have not broken a single Jack trigger board yet. Other than, caveat, I did break the one I put in my G3.
That's kind of an
I kind of
experiment.
snapped. I was kind of in an experimental mode, and I kind of snapped the button off. My bad. But that was the only one. That's the only one, and that was my fault. I will own up to that. Yeah, just it shoots so good. It shoots. I've never here's the thing. I've put hundreds and hundreds of dollars into my fusion engine to get it shooting like little laser beams. I just put this in a Crytek gun stock, and it shoots almost as good. I'd say to 95 percentile of the gun that I've put hundreds and hundreds of dollars in right here. This guy. It's refreshing. It's refreshing how simple it is and how easy it is to tune. The only gripe I have about it is that, much like the older Polarstar FCUs, because of the LCD screen, you have to remember to unplug your batteries because it will drain your batteries. And if you set your LiPo balance setting, it'll probably do a good job of saving them, but it'll still probably, you have to watch out. You still might kill them. But other than that, that's my only gripe about the system, is that it uses a big FCU that still has an LCD display on it, but that's also a pro because I like being able to read the settings and actually scroll through them and see what each setting is and be able to adjust them and do stuff like that. I appreciate being able to see what I'm doing. I like that a lot. Versus systems where you have to use trigger pulls and stuff like that. I prefer being able to read it and see it. Now, some people, maybe not. To each their own. But yes, I have bought 2 of them. So, I love them. I love it. I bought 2. I can't... When they came out, I was when we had the test one, I used the test one at Homeland, and I was so impressed with how well it shot with a stock G&G bucking barrel hop-up combo compared to all of our other test guns. I was so impressed with how well it shot that I bought 2 of them. So I'd give this 9.5 out of 10. I mean, other than, using the old style FCU and having to deal with unplugging your batteries and stuff like that, it's a little niggle. Other than that, I freaking love it. What do you think? What's your feelings about how well it shoots and stuff?
I have only shot it out of our test one here, and in this, like he said, it only had a stock G&G bucking and barrel in it, and I've loved how it shot. Almost always ran it with a cream-filled banana. It's just for the cost alone, you don't expect something to shoot that well. It's just kind of I definitely fire easily an 8 out of 10 out it.
I like it. I like it a lot. So, there you go. That's our opinion. I love it. I bought 2 of them. I think they're great. Shoots great.
Whenever I get money, I might buy one.
All right, time to do some maintenance. Here we go, guys. Now we're going to show you some basic maintenance on this bro. It's very simple. I'm also going to show you how to install an IGL if that's what you want to do. I'm also going to take you into a little bit more advanced. If you have dirt or anything clogging your solenoid, I'm going to show you how to remove that as well. To take apart the jack, and for posterity purposes, we're going to go ahead and use, say we're going to need to upgrade a nozzle. We're going to do all of that all in one fell swoop so you guys can see how easy it is. The jack takes no tools to disassemble. So literally you just unscrew it. Just like that. This is your front assembly. This is where your gearbox locks in your jack into where it sits in the gearbox shell. Take that off. On the inside, you're going to pull out your poppet and nozzle assembly. And then if you look down in, you can see that it has an internal air routing, so there's no external hose. And then you can see that all of the internal parts of the jack are literally sitting right here. That's it. You have a seal O-ring that sits on top. You have your nozzle right here. And then you have the internal part to your poppet. Boop, boop, boop. That's it. That's all you gotta need to do. That's all you're gonna need to do to clean it, if you need to. And then when you relube it, we suggest you use Tech T gun salve or other paintball safe gun grease so that it doesn't destroy O-rings and seals and stuff like that. Good stuff. This is my personal 10. Now, in order to install a new nozzle into it, you just push those two back together, and then you literally just take your new nozzle, you set it in, and then you put it in, and screw it together. Like, I literally cannot stress enough, guys, how easy this is to do. Like, and there you go. Now we have a Polarstar Jack A&K Masada M60 nozzle installed in our jack with our stock M4 nozzle sitting right here. Now, in order to put in, let's say, an IGL, literally you're just going to use your IGL wrench that comes included with it. I've already taken the liberty of loosening this so we can just unscrew it. You're going to pull that off. This takes the same IGL as the Wolverine SMP, Wolverine Hydra. They take the same standardized fitting. Make sure you have your O-ring on the end. And then you're just going to screw it in. Woo. And then gently take your wrench and tighten it down. Don't over tighten it. You might break it, but that's it. Now, the only tool that you might need for disassembling your jack is going to be in order to get your solenoid out. Your solenoid is in there pretty tight so that there's no air loss or anything between the body and the mechanical function of it. So I'm going to suggest a crescent wrench. There are 2 flat spots up towards the top. Well, considering I guess it's kind of the top of the solenoid, there are going to be 2 flat spots. You're just going to slip your crescent wrench over that spot, turn it counterclockwise, and then unscrew it. Boop. And then there's your solenoid. You're going to check it for dirt and debris and stuff like that. It's an industrial style solenoid, so these are generally really, really tough to break unless you do something incredibly stupid. Then also clean out your intake area for your solenoid. And then that's it. That's literally it, guys. That is your Polarstar Jack maintenance tutorial. There's not much you got to do. Install the solenoid again. Gently, I can't stress this enough, gently take your crescent wrench and gently tighten it, and then you are good to go. That's it. Maintenance is done. New nozzle installed. New amped grip line is installed as well. The jack is a nozzle back system. It's an open bolt style system. So if you need to get a new nozzle made, contact Polarstar, and they're going to tell you how to measure everything out on your gearbox and your nozzle for the gun that you want installed in, and they'll hook you up with the nozzle that you need. Either way, guys, this has been Anthony at Amped Airsoft. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of our other social media. This has been an honest guy's review. Like I said, I like it, but I guess I'm biased. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.